Yo, 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 here we are, RossonARI TV. It is the eve of the greatest match of the year, Milan Inter. It could be either the worst nightmare, the worst day in Milan history, or it could be just okay, whatever. Phew, an escape. It's either an escape or the worst day in the history of Moneyball algorithms and curve bells and the stock exchange, the NASDAQ, and the dollar and the pound. Billy Bean, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Billy Bean. It's on the house, the second star, Furlani and Cardinale, on a silver platter, both stars to enter tomorrow. Laird is here with me. How you doing, Laird? How's it going?
Oh, good. Oh, good. Can you hear me? Is good?
I can hear you.
It's just going. I mean, whatever happened tomorrow, it's it's still the same at the end of the day. They will win the league anyway. So it will be really painful. But one thing I know for sure, earlier is better. So earlier they win it, and earlier they forget about it, and it feels like never happened.
You just
But
wanted to get done, huh?
yeah, let's get it done. Let's move on. Let's move on for the next season. Um, I think it makes sense now. I assume.
Um, I honestly, man, I don't know. I do not want to see Inter win tomorrow. For me, no. For me, no. I mean,
Uh,
I kind of do because I want Furlani and Cardinale, but they don't care. Like that's the thing. That's the problem. Like if Inter wins tomorrow, for them it doesn't matter. They don't even know. They don't even know what the second star is. They don't. They just discovered about this. Cardinale discovered about this derby a few years ago. He didn't even know it existed. So like it's like not even that. There's no satisfaction in that either. I don't even have satisfaction in knowing that if Milan loses tomorrow, Cardinale and Furlani are going to feel a thing. These guys do not care. These guys do not care. And by the way, Emanuele gets a big timeout for calling Paolo Maldini that. So if you're a mod, please time out 10 minutes, Emanuele. We listen. You want to disrespect Paolo Maldini? You do not do it here. You do not do it here.
he's an Inter fan. He's not a Milan fan.
Sei un interista. Tu sei un interista schifoso. Christian, if you're here, please time this guy out. He will not be disrespecting Paolo Maldini in this channel just to suck Furlani's dick. Okay, so please do me a favor, time him out. Okay, ban this guy. Just ban him, please. Just ban him. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. So yeah, Laird, I don't know. For me, it doesn't matter. Shit. For me, even if we lose tomorrow, Cardinale and Fulani, they don't care. They don't care. They
Yeah,
don't care.
I low key think earlier happens better for us. And if these things happen, people will realize how bad was, the whole thing this summer. I have this feeling. If it doesn't happen, Inter will win the Scudetto next week. So it doesn't matter, and people will find excuses if they see it happening. They have to deal with. So I honestly think let's move on. I don't know. I hope we do a good game anyway. I hope we win, of course. But if you happen to not win the derby, as I'm not gonna count these derbies like people like to do, to count them. Oh, we lost 5 derbies. Oh, we lost 6 derbies and stuff like that. Because even if we win the derby, it means nothing. It means zero. I'm not a Roma or Lazio fan that counts the derby. It means nothing. It's just they're gonna win the second star anyway. They're gonna win the league, and they're still gonna show us how to actually be a superior team. So
Okay. Oh, that's fair.
okay,
So let's look at these probable formations. Abdi, what do you mean? Are you asking for a link? What do you mean by StreamYard? Are you asking for a link? Um, so according to this formations here, we have the formations. So these are Sky, according to Sky, predicted. These are the predicted formations. We have Magnan in goal, the back line of Calabria, Gabbia, Tomori, Hernandez. Chow has been rested at this point. Like, sorry, there's a lot of noise coming from your microphone.
okay, give me a second.
Okay, so as Lart fixes that, I'm gonna keep on talking about the formation. So we have Calabria, Gabbia, Tomori, Hernandez. That is the back line. It looks like Gabbia has taken over that spot on the right side, center back. He definitely earned it. He has risen up the ranks. Good for him. Nobody believed in him. Only a very few people believed in him, and now he has come up the ranks and he has taken over that role. So that central back pairing of Tomori and Gabbia is probably what we're going to see tomorrow. Also, because last time we saw Chow against Inter, it was one of Chow's worst performances. Chow still needs a little bit more time to grow and gain experience to play against these better teams. The
So I
midfield,
think you can hear me now,
yeah.
yeah?
Yes, I can hear you.
So
Oh, that's much better. That's much better.
what we were saying.
I'm just going over the back line.
Repeat my
No. We heard you. We heard you.
Yeah, good.
No, but now it's just much clearer. Yeah, just going over the back line. So I was saying that it looks like Gabbia now has taken over that role, like he's the starter. He's earned it, right? Like he's earned that. What do you think?
Yeah, he earns that. I don't know. It feels like he cares for the badge. He kind of puts that extra effort. Him and Tomori are quite compatible. And as I said, the whole season, me and you, we don't blame the defense for all these chances we concede. I think it's a fact that the overall team is not well balanced, so that's why we had. So Gabbia Tomori is a good, back line, I would say, and Gabbia has been playing really well recently. He hasn't been perfect, but he's there. He's on point. He's a valuable player for us at the moment. He's in a good form.
Yeah. Okay, the midfield is going to be Reijnders, Benacer, Loftus-Cheek. This is the same issues as always. This midfield it's like good with the ball, but without the ball, it's three ghosts. Loftus-Cheek can do something. Benacer just seems to not be the same player with these midfielders. When Benacer was protected more, he seemed to be a much better player, even without the ball. So yeah, to me, this match is already lost because of this midfield. If you compare Inter's midfield, it's crazy difference in quantity. Quality, I mean, probably more Inter, but not that much more. But more Inter for sure. But quantity, they beat us by miles. So if we play the same game as we played last time, it's probably going to be another goleada. What do you think? Do you think what kind of approach should Milan take?
Hard to say. Really hard to say what type of approach, because I haven't watched Inter in the last month, so I don't know. I don't even know what type of form they are. But it's a derby, so being a derby is going to be a fight. Being a fight, you need to be more conscious of the opposition, so you need to be more conservative. So I don't know. We should not go all gun blazer and score goals. We should actually, all of us should fight for the ball and be, defensive. Pulisic and Leao should be closer to Hernandez and Benacer, and Pulisic to Reijnders and Calabria. So they need to track back a lot. It has to be a defensive and strong approach.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that this team is built to play up high the field. You know, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I mean, they can
And there's a
try
lot of
and do
pressure in
that.
the media. Everyone is talking about we have to win, we have to win, we cannot
Yeah,
lose. And I don't think these guys can handle that type of pressure.
that's a problem too. You're right. There's a lot of. It almost seems like right now there's more pressure on Milan than Inter.
Yeah, basically is madness. They need to win the league, and still the pressure is on us. So and I don't think these guys can handle. I think Ruben, Pulisic, and Reijnders, they kind of disappeared on big games. They're not. Well, let's see what they're gonna do with pressure. Leao as well. He didn't handle pressure really well recently. So Benacer has never been at his best this season. So I see we're gonna suffer. We're gonna suffer, and I really believe if we concede one goal, we lose our head. Then we concede 1, 2, 3 goals, and I don't know.
Um. So
Anyway, this is our best formation. I don't think we can play a better starting 11 than
yeah,
this one.
this is our best formation. You're damn right.
So I don't know. If the people wants to complain with Pioli even this time, they need to do it before the game, not after the game. They need to say it now. We're doing this pre-game or whatever live before the game. If people really don't like this formation, just say it now. What is wrong and why Pioli should play other players. And this is a Sky Sport, yeah. So Gazzetta, I think, has the right formation. So if you go to Gazzetta, I think they will give you the right formation.
Let me see if it's any different.
It is different. Gazzetta always gets it right. But yeah, if people think this is the wrong formation to play, just say it now. Don't say it after the game. Pioli is an idiot and bullshit like that. Because when Pioli decides the formation, the players they need to actually go and play, not Pioli. Pioli is not gonna control them with the Joy-Con or whatever is that.
Joypad.
So
Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Let me just check.
that's a great
The
point.
other.
It's a joke,
What's
of
a great point?
course. The
What's a
fact
great
that we
point?
need to renew Pioli for 8 years if he wins the derby. Of course, it's a joke, but it's funny how people say if Pioli loses, you need to sack him straight away. But if Pioli wins the derby, we are gonna sack him anyway. So it's such an unfair situation. Are we gonna add Guido
Pioli's
as well?
done.
This play? Oh God.
Pioli is done, by the way. Yeah, Pioli's
Yeah,
finito.
Pioli is done, but why people think, if he loses, we should sack him straight away? It doesn't matter anymore.
Guido, don't shout in my ears, man. Just keep it medium level, okay? Like it's Sunday afternoon. It's a beautiful day in California. Please don't be shouting in my ear. How are you doing, Guido? Ah, so nice. La
Perfect. He's
pace.
silent. Let's go.
CDK and Maldini goal today. Really? I saw CDK scored. So Maldini played. They played against each other. Okay, that's good. I'll check it out. I'll check out the highlights. What's the point of winning the derby if Merda got second start earlier than us? I mean, listen, for me, winning the derby would just alleviate some of that pain. I just really don't want to. I don't want to tell the story of 2024 of Inter winning the second start against Milan. I don't like that story, but it looks like that's what's going to happen. I just don't like that story. Win or draw?
It's a lose-lose situation. So
in the end, yeah, it is. It is. Hisham says, win, lose, or draw, I'm Pioli in. There's not many left, huh? Pioli ins. There's not
I'm Pioli in compared to some names I've heard about Milan.
Yeah, and we'll discuss those. We'll discuss those for sure.
Yeah.
Win or lose, Pioli needs to go. I rate him as a coach, but his cycle is done. Grazie Pioli, uno di noi. But if we lose, we'll renew him for only.
It makes sense. It makes sense what Paul is saying, but I really want a good choice after Pioli.
Yeah, of course. It has to be better than Pioli. Well, there's no point in bringing someone with less experience than Pioli. Okay, so I'm the probable formations. Here we are. Let's see if it's different. Milan Inter. Oddly, yeah, it is different. So we have Disposizio. Ooh, it's very different. So what we have is oh my god, that's even weaker. Ali and Reijnders and Musa. Oh, he's trying to do
Leao as a striker. Can you just go a bit higher? Can you go just a bit higher?
So Pulisic on the left, Leao as a striker.
Hey Roy.
Hey Guido! Non mi gridare nelle orecchie, Guido.
There is only 2 defenders available.
Who's that?
Did you hear the conference? Pioli is so fucking dumb, man. When he talks, he look, I have a surprise. Like you don't know. I know what he wants to do. Finally, maybe when he's gonna get fired, he decided that he gotta match the team. Because with Inter, the only way you cannot play with 2 midfielders, you gotta put 3 midfielders and 3 defenders, I would say. But we don't have it because Simic and Bartesaghi, they gotta play the youth final. And he has only Gabbia. Kier is injured, so he has only Gabbia and Tomori. That's it.
Well, here he's playing with 4 midfielders. He's playing with Musa, Loftus-Cheek, Reijnders, and Adli. So he's playing with 4 midfielders.
Yeah, finally, he understood you cannot play with the.
Guido.
What?
I want to know if you are happy with this formation because I don't want you to cry tomorrow.
No. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose anyway because Inter got the Italian group. We don't. Do you see the eyes? Do you see the difference? I watched Real Madrid Barcelona today. They were running like freaking crazy. Okay, we don't fucking run. So forever, we move the ball in 1 mile. I mean,
who was running? I bet Real Madrid was running.
Real Madrid and Barcelona, they both were running like crazy today. It was such a nice game. It was very open, both sides. But they ran like freaking crazy, man. Modric was running. He's freaking 4 years old. They couldn't stop him.
I think that game is more balanced than Milan Inter, though.
Listen, I'm gonna watch.
Inter is just way superior to Milan.
By the way, why don't you concentrate on something positive? Tomorrow, the first Italian team play the youth final Champions League. We always beat the record, man. I don't care.
It's not true. Who said what? Okay, the first.
That's what they said. It's the only Italian team that reached the final of Champions League.
That's bullshit. The first Italian team to reach a final and win it was Inter, 2012 Stramaccioni.
So why they're saying that's all?
I don't know, because these people that are hired to do football journalism are all idiots that don't know anything about anything.
Maybe because they changed the way the Champions League. I don't know.
No, they didn't change anything.
So why they keep saying that, everybody?
Because they don't fucking do any research.
Roy, maybe they changed the name of the competition.
It's not. It's the same competition. It's exactly the same.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't care. But enjoy the final. Hopefully we
Maybe
don't lose.
Summer
Yeah,
20
yeah,
did it
for
with a
sure.
different
No,
age group.
no, Lard, it's the same one.
Oh, you know they're gonna show on UEFA TV.
Who
Well,
fucking
or
cares?
I usually watch it on the app.
Yeah, the app UEFA TV. But in Italy they show it on the Milan app. I don't think in the other countries they do.
No one cares, Guido. I don't. I'm happy for the youth team, man, but I don't support the youth team, man. I'm not counting the Champions Leagues of the
Doesn't
youth
matter.
team.
It's
I'm
still
not
Milan, man. I
counting.
don't care.
No, it's not still Milan, man. That is the youth team. It's not still me. Milan
Uh,
is the starting 11
Listen,
that is
what do you
choosing
want to
this.
do now? What do you want to do?
People need
Yeah,
to get out of this mentality of, oh, the youth team is winning something, so it's kind of a trophy for the club. It's not a trophy for the club, dude.
you
The
gotta
real
wait,
trophies are for the
man.
senior
Listen,
team.
Milan. You can talk whatever you want. Milan, you gotta wait June. You don't know what's gonna happen. So
It's a senior team that collects the trophies, man, not the
yeah, but
youth.
I say you
All
gotta wait June.
the-
There is nothing you can do now. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. I want a Motta. My Motta doesn't even want to go with us. He's an Inter fan, so
Dude, he doesn't want to go with Americans, man, and the fucking money ball.
Okay. You guys were right. So it was just called differently before, but it's the
Exactly,
same.
bro. It was
It's
so
the,
different.
it's the same competition.
I wasn't
Semantic,
even
bro. It's
right.
still
I didn't
semantic.
even know. I'm just saying.
It
It's
was
still
called.
semantic because it's the same competition at the
It's
end
the
of the day.
same competition. It was called before. It was called Next Gen or something.
Well, fuck Inter anyway.
Whatever, but it's the same competition. It was just called differently.
Probably was not run by UEFA. Now that it's run by UEFA, they are counting it.
No, it was
like
it was
it's
run by
first time.
UEFA. It was
No,
a
no.
champion. Yeah, Lard, it was. It was just
Yeah,
called
maybe he's right because maybe they want to make money now with that too.
No, UEFA was not running youth competitions at that time. It was kind of a something made
Yeah,
between
see,
clubs.
you're right. See, I don't know that, man.
Now
I
that
don't
is
care.
UEFA, they show it on their channel. It's the official UEFA youth competition.
Do you
It's
know?
all,
Do you know what Pioli is gonna do tomorrow? He's gonna fill up the. Maybe somebody told him you need to fill up the team with midfielders because with the Inter you cannot play like that. And with the Roma, I was mute. I don't know, I was mute. De Rossi again. De Rossi beat us watching Inter Milan. So that's how you
Bro,
study us.
Guido, this is the previous live, man. I heard this before. Let's talk about the derby, the future. This is
Yeah, I'm telling you.
we said before.
The only chance we have, he put maybe 0-0, play for the 0-0, put 300 midfielders. How can you play love to chick? Every game I watch lately, we play 10 versus 11 because he put love to chick number 9, basically. So you cannot play like that.
I think this is bullshit, man. We sold the Selemakers and Messias because we wanted a fancy dribbler on the right.
Oh
and now
yeah,
we're playing
don't talk about that because I
Now we're
love
playing
Messi.
Moose on the right. Now
I
we're
love
playing Moose on the
Messias.
right.
He put Reijnders in a bench and
no,
a Calabria midfielder, please.
Guido,
Please.
we are a joke of a fan base. We're bragging about we need a creative right wing, and now we're playing Moose on that position.
Listen, we play. You guys said I agree with you guys that we don't have a defensive midfielder, very strong defensive midfielder, which Benacer is supposed to be. He's suck too. So basically, but he play with 2 midfielders, not even, and then he play love to chick like number 9. Love to chick, he doesn't touch a ball like that.
this formation is going to end up being a 4-4-2, probably.
This is a defensive formation with a counter-attack situation.
What
they're gonna do? Musa will be covering a lot on that right wing with Calabria for Di Marco and the other boys. What they do there?
Yeah,
Ati will be more central. Reijnders more left mid. Loftus-Cheek will help the midfield, and Pulisic and Leao will be ready for the counter.
Yeah. It's going to spread like that. Reijnders on the left, Loftus is going to drop in the middle, Moose on the right. It's going to be those 4 in the middle.
But guys,
We will wait for Inter to do the game and go on a counter.
But I gotta say something. This kind of philosophy, this kind of style, is what won the league for us in 2021. Because it was this. It was the two double pivots. We had Salamakers on this side.
Double pivot though. Better double pivot.
We had a much better double pivot. We had a much better, I guess, balance maker. I mean, we haven't seen Musa yet. He still has to.
I was so mad when we got rid Salamaker and Messias.
No, you're
really-
not mad. I
No,
remember
no.
you. So.
Ask Antonio, Messias, Salamaker, I love him. Salamaker, not like 11 as a bench player, but if I gotta see Musa, Salamaker is 10 times more technical than Musa, that's for sure.
It used to be Tonali, Benasser, and then here it was either Kessie or Krunic or any of those, and then here Salamaker.
Listen,
And then
Tonali,
it's
nobody
the
talks.
same thing we did in 2021.
Tonali, nobody
at the end
talks
of the
just
day,
because he did what he did. If
12
not,
months later, we spent 130 million. We are back where we left, where Maldini left.
Exactly.
It's just a fucking joke, man. When I say this team is not improved, that is the proof here. We are
Well,
again.
if
where we
you
were
ask
before.
Pioli, he's gonna say he's second and not fifth.
No. If you ask certain Milan fan, they will say that. Of course, it's a better team because we finished second. I was things like that.
Yeah.
We're again where we left.
Listen, whatever you guys think about Reijnders, this motherfucker Pioli put Reijnders on a bench. He's the best midfielder of the Dutch team.
You
Okay.
think? Hold on. Are you talking about Roma?
He put Calabria in a fucking midfield and he put Reijnders on a bench. Are you fucking kidding me? In fact, look, he's the only one that made 2 shots when he got on the field. He shot
I've
twice.
seen-
Not good, but he shot twice.
But Reijnders, we've seen Reijnders against Inter getting cooked left and right. We saw Reijnders in Europe getting.
So
cooked
who's the
left
best
and right.
midfielder we have in the team?
We don't have any good midfielders. We have no.
Oh, Reijnders is not good. Oh, yeah, he's good with the Netherlands. He's one of the best with Netherlands team. He's not good. Right? Everybody won. He got a percentage of mistake almost zero.
This is one of the worst
Since-
Netherlands of the last 20 years. Guido.
Well, but I
Listen, we second in Italy. Reijnders played almost all the games. So
want to see what.
the only mistake he didn't score enough. He scored more in Netherlands than in Italy, which is not easy.
I bet.
I want to win trophies.
I bet
I
the
don't
Netherlands
count
formation.
goals.
Because Reijnders, everybody wants him in Europe. Reijnders is not good, right?
I'm gonna
Let's
call it
sell him
now.
for 80
I'm gonna
million
call
then.
guys. Let me talk.
Benacer is good.
Hold on,
Benacer is fucking good.
Hold on. I'm gonna mute you if you
Please.
don't.
Benacer, he can play with the freaking mice.
I'm talking right now.
Go ahead.
I'm
I
call-
got stuff to do.
I'm calling it right now. In 2 or 3 years, Reijnders is going to be in a mid-level club. He's going to do this arc where he's going to play in top-level clubs. He's not going to cut it, and he's going to go back down to mid-level clubs. I'm calling it right now. In a few years, I want y'all to remember who said that first.
Hey, Roy, make sure you say, hey, everybody's witnessing, right? Everybody's witnessing. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, don't say that Milan was 7 instead we second this year. You said we were 7 this year.
Never said that, Guido.
You say 5th.
I mean,
What
I
you say?
I said
So
at a
don't
certain
bullshit with
point.
me, Roy. So,
Ma te ne vuoi andare a fanculo un po'? Ma che cazzo vuoi?
you're a liar. That's it.
Okay, first of all, yes, this summer I was worried that Milan was going to fuck shit up and that Milan was going to finish 7th or something. After the Mercato was done, I said maybe 4th. But whatever. At the end of the day, Milan fucking sucked this year. Who gives a shit about 2nd spot? It's been atrocious. It's been increasingly atrocious.
And by the way, Guido, sorry for a second, man.
He left, but listen, we did a fucking live. We did a live, Laird. We put our fucking predictions.
I want to clarify something.
Whatever.
When you finish second, 15 points from first is not a real second, because in a fucking campionato, when there is a fight between the first and the second place, the team that is 15 points behind the first is the 4th team. So if you go back when there was a fight between Milan and Inter, the 4th team, Napoli, was 12 points behind Milan. They won the league. So when you're second and you're 15 points behind, you're not a fucking real second. You're just an average team that in another year you will be fourth.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
That's
I
the
don't know.
reality of things. This is not a team that is a second real team that is fighting for the league. This is at the same level, the third and the fourth place, because we are far away from Inter.
Yeah, man. Like, people are
When
treating it. People are
when Lazio
the
finished second a
Furlanisti.
year
The
ago,
Furlanisti are acting as if this was a good season. Like, what?
dude, 15 points from first is not the real second position. And you're like fourth and third. It's the same level. When Lazio finished second a year ago, Lazio was at the same level of us and Inter that we finished fourth and third. It's not a real being second, man. Apart from the money and bullshit that comes with finishing second and sponsorship and other things. But on a sport level, 15 points behind. In a normal campeonato, when there is a contender to try to win it against the first place, the fourth place is 15 points behind. That's the reality. This is not a real second place. It's an average second place.
Yeah, we're out of every competition. We got kicked out of the Europa League by Roma, right? Like, what the fuck are people still like? Just give up already. Furlanisti, you guys need to give up. It did not go the way you thought. All right, you thought that we were the best fucking team in Europe now. The money ball, algorithms, and computers. This was the way to do it. We are in 2024 now. People like Maldini are dinosaurs. We don't need them. No, we need young guys with computers and data and algorithm. That's what's going to make us the best. It didn't go that way, guys. Fucking accept it. Stop busting balls about it. It was a shit season. One of the worst seasons ever, in my opinion. One of the worst seasons I've ever seen from Milan. And it might end tomorrow with us giving the second star to Inter. Can't get any fucking worse than that, guys. Come on, chill out. Just give it up. Know when you're defeated. Know when you're defeated. To all the Furlanisti that have been pushing the Furlani Cardinale agenda, you have lost badly. Accept it. Accept it.
Dude, in Premier League, the team that is 15 points from first is fifth. In La Liga, the team that is 13 points from first is third. Milan happened to be second, 15 points from Inter, just because the other teams are shit. It's not a real second place. People need to understand that. Sport-wise, that is not a real second place. We are average. We are a fourth place team. We are performing like fucking Girona and Atletico Madrid in La Liga. We are performing like Tottenham in Premier League. These are the amount of points we're collecting. I hate these things, man. And if you go to the Bundesliga, probably I can tell you which team are we matching. I'm checking it now. Bundesliga table. And yes, Stuttgart is 15 points from Leverkusen. Third place. That's the type of campeonato we're doing.
Yeah.
Stop
yeah.
people mentioning, oh, this is a great team. It's finishing second. It's the fucking same level, man. And probably if we lose tomorrow, we're going to be, 17 points from Inter, which is a joke. It's literally a joke.
Yeah, and Rafik here has a perfect point. Atalanta had a better season than us. They're still alive in all competitions. They show great character in big matches too. Absolutely. Atalanta had a way better season than Milan. Atalanta is fighting for top 4, just like Milan. We're probably going to seal it. Even Roma had a better season than us at the end because they're still in Europe and they're still fighting for a trophy. Atalanta is fighting for the Europa League and top. I mean, these teams had a better season than Milan at the end of the day. So what are we talking about? We are hanging on to the second spot as if it means something. Like Milan.
By the way, we need to win tomorrow, and we need to win against Juventus. If we lose both the 2 games, we are third. We go third if we lose the next 2 games, Inter and Juventus.
I mean, yeah, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. We can still lose games. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we can win it. Maybe there's 1% chance we can still win this Scudetto. Maybe that's a 1% chance.
So when Guido says Reijnders is one of the best midfielders of the Serie A, he needs to understand that if things goes wrong in the next few weeks, we had a better season than Bologna. That's it. Because Bologna is fourth. We're gonna finish with more points than Bologna.
At the end of the day, Juventus is playing against, who are they playing against for the Coppa Italia? They're playing against Fiorentina.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's Atalanta or no.
Maybe
Coppa
Atalanta. Is it
Italia is
Atalanta?
Atalanta Fiorentina. There is the second leg of Coppa Italia.
Okay, so there you go. Atalanta is still fighting in the Coppa Italia. Atalanta kicked us out of the Coppa Italia. Atalanta beat Liverpool to be in the semi-final of the Europa League, while we got kicked out of the Champions League and we lost to Roma. And Paul is asking based on what metrics? I don't know, man. If you can't figure that out, that's on you, brother. That's on you.
Well, the metric is that the Atalanta is trying to fight to top 4 because their objective is top 4. They are playing a semi-final Europa League, which is a great competition for Atalanta. I just want to remind people they were starving for Europa League a week ago. They wanted Milan to win the Europa League, which is a competition for Atalanta, and you should be like, wow, Atalanta is actually doing well in their own competition, because that is a competition for Atalanta. Plus Atalanta, is in Coppa Italia. So in how many ways you want Atalanta to be better, considering that their objectives are top 4 and do as good as possible in Europa League and in Coppa Italia?
Yeah. Paul started the season by telling me, if we win the treble, you better apologize to Furlani, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. Every fucking week, if we win the Europa League, what are you going to say?
What do
you want me to say?
Then it was, if we win the Coppa Italia, you better apologize. Out of the Coppa Italia. Okay. If we win the Champions League, you better apologize. Out of the Champions League. If you win the Europa League, you better apologize. Out of the Europa League. If you win the Scudetto, you better apologize. Out of Scudetto. Now he's left with this. If we win the Derby, bruh, accept defeat.
Every
Be
time they
humble
come
in defeat.
Roy, every time they come to us and say, oh, what if you win the Europa League? What are you going to say about Jerry Cardinali? But they don't come over after we lose in Europa League and tell me, you know what, Lard, you were right. Cardinali is a cunt. No one comes here and admit defeat.
Nope. Not a chance. I'm telling you, Lard, you know what's going to be the thing that is going to kill me the most? Is after Inter wins the second season, if Milan wins the season, let's say if Milan beats Torino, right, or Verona, people are going to say, 3 points. Furlani is cooking. 3 points, guys. Furlani is like, this shit here is gonna be worse than everything. All right, so I'm checking the last. The Netherlands played against Germany. I want to see the midfield. Okay, so in Holland, Reijnders is used as a cam, and behind him, they have. Here, I'll show you. This is the game that they played against Germany.
These are friendly, by the way. Just to contextualize.
I mean, I don't know what kind of players these are, but I doubt all these players are. I mean, I know Dumfries is good without the ball. I'm assuming Blind is good without the ball.
Just letting you know that this 11, Reijnders was starting in a better 11 as well, the previous game, with like Xavi Simons and some other midfielders. So this isn't their best lineup.
Okay, but I don't know these players. I don't know Verman and Charlton, but I'm assuming this is a more balanced team than what we usually put together.
Dude, this is the worst Netherlands in the last 25, 30 years. is objectively is like a fact. The league is a joke. The midfield, no one knows. The strikers, please help me out. They are losing against Germany that hasn't won a game in the last 2 years.
No, Germany's in a good form.
Germany
right
is
now,
playing the next Euros because they are hosting it. Because they
they're
haven't
in
won
better
any
form
games.
recently.
They've been awful in the last Euros and in the last World Cup. And basically they're losing against one of the worst Germany in the last 5 years, probably. So I don't give a shit if Reijnders plays for Netherlands. He's not good enough, man, for the levels Milan is competing. Because he's
I don't
doing
agree
the
with
same
that.
level of other players that play for Atalanta, Bologna, and an average fucking stupid Juventus.
Well, Laird, listen. If you ask me who's better, Reijnders or Cope Miners, then I'll say Cope Miners. The guy's really good. He's probably going to leave Atalanta, but I do think that Reijnders. I watched him with the Dutch team, and I think I heard that their coach was talking about him, and they said that he's he's almost a must start player for them. That's what the coach said. Ronald Koeman. I listen. I know we have
That's trouble for them. That's trouble for them.
That's big.
I don't think. I think Reijnders maybe isn't used the best on our team, of course, but I do think that he has some pretty clear qualities. Like I don't know why. I don't think he has to get
He's half a player. He's good with the ball. We all know this, but without the ball, he's a ghost. It's like he's not there. This guy gives absolutely no grinta to anything. He's got no fight in him whatsoever. He's more concerned about his haircut being perfect after 90 minutes. He never gets dirty. You never see him grind on the ground. You never see him fight. And with the ball, he's nice and fancy. Who gives a shit? There are tons of players
I would say
fighters. This is why I'm telling you, and Ben, Antonio, please talk. This is why I'm telling you, in 2 years, he will be relegated to a mid-table team. You will see if he doesn't change. If he changes, then maybe that'll be different. But if he doesn't change, you will see him play for mid-table teams. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think if you put him in the right formation where you clearly give him the right responsibilities, he could play for a very good team. But I think I agree with you that I watch a lot of games.
If you put Tonali and Kessie behind him, then you let him do his thing, and
he's at the level of Paquetá when Paquetá was at Milan. He's at the same level.
Paquetá at Milan was pretty bad, I gotta say.
No, but that Milan was really bad. That's why Paquetá looked really bad. If you put Paquetá on an okay Milan with Leao, Theo Hernandez, Tomori, Gabbia, Paquetá will look good in this Milan with the plan, because Pioli has a plan. He always had a plan.
No, I agree. I wish we didn't sell him, but wait,
Paquetá was really bad at that time, and Reijnders at the same level. It will take him 3-4 years to get at the level we need. But that's not the point. We need people that actually perform right now in the next 6 months, not the next 4 years.
So when I watch Reijnders play, I agree that the thing is he does run, but he doesn't go and pressure the ball much. So of course, that is a big key. I think that if you play with him and Loftus-Cheek, it's very, very unbalanced. But I still think that with the right players, with the right balance, Reijnders does bring a lot of quality, and he can still, he can even have more impact on the game. I just think that the whole idea, when we signed him this summer, my idea was that he was going to be some sort of regista, but then Pioli decided to play him box to box, but also Loftus-Cheek in the same position. Then he puts Loftus-Cheek as a number 10, and I don't really understand what the midfield was supposed to be. So I was very confused. Krunic was starting, and then we got rid of him in January. So it was it's kind of a mess. So for me, I think Reijnders is a little bit. I don't think he's as bad as the way you guys talk about him, but I think I want to see how he can play.
Don't you remember how Barella just fucking destroyed this guy left and right? Don't you remember?
The whole team destroyed our entire team.
Let's talk about the direct battles. It was Reijnders versus Barella. Those were the two players that were the midfielder. There's a the direct battles on the team, on the football. You can see them. There was the difference was so bad. Sure, the guy has some fancy moves on the ball, but guys, if you ain't a fighter, you got no place playing for AC Milan. He got no
I think
place
if you
for
put
him.
like Reijnders, my point is this: like, I'm not saying he's better than Barella. My point is, if you put him, if you give him the clear responsibilities, you cover and you have a balanced midfield, I think he can find a not like a pure cam, but I think he can be someone who. That's the thing, though. He's not. Yeah, you could say that one critique about him is he's not like one of those super attacking cams. He doesn't score that much, and he's not really. He doesn't defend at all. Like in terms of like pressure, tackling, and winning the ball. So he is limited, but I still think you can bring the most out of him, and he has on the ball, he does do a lot of things where, in terms of making direct passes that we do need. But the thing is, we haven't used him at all, like in the right
I
way.
don't
Like
know, man.
I think Adli has been, well, in the recent games that I saw, Adli was making more direct passes than him, and it just feels like something is just completely off.
I
How
remember
it's set up.
Seedorf, who was an attacking midfielder, when you put him in a more central midfield position or as a regista, because he could play in a diamond all four positions, he did the work. Like he had the grinta, he was winning challenges, he put in the quantity, and he was all quality.
Well, it's
Like
my favorite Milan midfielder.
I don't believe this idea that just because you are a midfielder with quality, you don't have quantity. Like all the best midfielders had both quantity and quality.
I think, though, I mean, no, I agree. You need to have some quantity, but I do think
No,
that
you need to have a lot of quantity. This is not
yeah,
Sunday
okay.
football. You have to have a lot of quantity, not some.
I
If you want to
think
play for Milan, you have to have both. End of the story, man. At least for a
yeah.
Milan that is challenging to win titles. For the Milan of 5 years ago, maybe Reijnders can make it, like Krunic did make it, and other average players did make it. But for the Milan that is now, a Milan that should be winning trophies because he's spending big money and shit like that, you should have both. You don't have both. I'm not gonna be nice to you. Why should I be nice to you?
No,
Paul is
so
saying I'm hating on Reijnders. No, man, that is the season Reijnders did. It's an
here's the
average
thing.
season.
I think that it's not that he can never have the quantity, but I think that it's more of a concentration thing, because I see him running around the field, but it's like he just at sometimes when we're defending, he kind of stands around, and it's sort of like I don't think he has it the instruction constantly to be, to have this sort of mental thing where he has to go and win the ball. I think you can improve that, but I just don't believe the thing like of us saying that he's not Milan quality player. I mean, yes, you can say the quantity has to improve, but I think the quality is good enough compared to some of the other players that we've had. I think that the quality is there. It's just, which is honestly the harder thing. I think the quantity, of course, can be
Is it?
improved.
Is it really the harder thing?
Yeah, because
No.
I think you can find you can find players with quantity. You can find a
Can he
DM
start
with
for Inter?
quantity.
Can he start for Inter?
Well, Inter has Barella.
No,
and
I replied the question. Can he start for Inter?
who's their Çalhanoğlu, Barella, and who else? Who's their Mkhitaryan? Who else is starting?
Mkhitaryan, Aslani, and the other guy, Frattesi. Can he start ahead of
I
one
think
of
he could
these guys?
potentially compete. Not now, but he could compete for the third.
No,
midfield
now.
spot.
Antonio, we're
No,
challenging
okay, he
Inter
hasn't
now.
established himself, so no, not today.
So end of the story. That's a bad acquisition.
No,
If
but
our
he has
starting
no.
midfielder-
But that's not how you.
If our starting midfielder cannot start for Inter, that is winning the league that Milan is trying to win, is not a good acquisition. End of the story.
I think
It's
he
that
could potentially start, but the thing is that
potentially start.
what I'm
he
saying
has
is
to be in the bench. He has to be in the bench, and our
you-
starters should be able to start for Inter. In the
Okay.
last 3 years, we had players like Kessi, Benasser, and Tonali that they can start for Inter. If Inter has them, they can start. That's why we challenge Inter in the last 3 years. It's so simple. Fucking Selemakers can start for Inter in that right wing. Leao can start for Inter. Theo Hernandez can start for Inter. Tomori can start for Inter. Calabria can start for Inter in the right wing. Giroud can start for Inter. When you have a starting 11 that can actually start for the team that you are competing, you win trophies and you compete for those trophies.
So give me 1 second, but I think that Reijnders, the only reason why he wouldn't start is because he still hasn't proven himself, but I think he has the quality to start.
I think you just need
For
to bring the
Inter, not
most
a
out of it.
chance. Not a chance.
No, I disagree with that. In the future,
I think you guys are too. I think this opinion about Rain, you guys are too like. Have you ever fucking played the game? First of all, there's not a chance. If you don't have fighting spirit, you're not starting for Inter. You're not starting for Inter. No chance at all. Arrigo Sacchi. So this is what he said. Fadinho brought this up. Are all the purchases from last summer the result of Pioli's decisions, or is there also the hand of non-coaching executives? If all these players were wanted by Pioli, I give up. If, as I believe, it was the executives who chose them, it's a different story. Who evaluated the temperament? Motherfucking listen. Okay, listen. Who evaluated the temperament and the moral qualities of these players? A coach or executives would have never been a coach or executives who have never been coaches. For this reason, I say that everyone in Milan must do some soul searching. The executives, the coach, the players. It's very easy to blame the coach. It's usually the first thing that comes to the owner's mind. Well, Saki, fortunately, there are some of us, the 1% here, understand the football very well, and we can blame who is really here to blame.
You know why Saki says that? If all these players were wanted by Pioli, I give up, because Saki knows exactly. He knows that the players that were bought in the summer were not all wanted by Pioli. Pioli says the profile, they go and find the players. I'm pretty sure, because Saki knows what's going on at Milanello. And he knows that these players were not picked by Pioli, but by the management, the sporting directors, and the ownership. Because see how he's talking about the ownership? And they cannot fire Saki. They cannot fire Saki because Saki doesn't work for Milan.
For me, listen, the mistakes that were made this summer are so basic. I find it impossible to think that Pioli thought all these players were good for him. So I think that Pioli just went along with it. And he went along. He drank the Kool-Aid. He said, okay, let me keep my job. Hopefully things are going to go well. He did the sign of the cross, and then whatever happens. But I think that it is a very basic concept, very basic and very amateur in a way, to know what you need in a team in order to be successful. How can you be Milan and completely forget the quantity aspect of football? You're a TikTok football highlight geek nerd if you think football is just bring me all the quality players and we're going to be Barcelona and we're going to destroy the world. We're going to play the best football in the world. We're going to use Moneyball, find these cheap players with algorithms, put them all together, and we're going to play the best football that we've ever seen. You got to be a video game nerd that does not live in reality to think that shit is going to work. What I'm saying is this. If you have 1% knowledge of football, you know that this is bullshit, that it will never work. That's why I agree with Saki here. I think Pioli knew that these were the wrong players. He just went along with it.
Can somebody explain what Pioli did? Because everyone is saying that Pioli did a catastrophic job against Roma. Can anyone tactically explain me what Pioli did wrong tactically? Because everyone says this crazy, oh my God, Pioli did that, but no one actually explained it tactically what Milan did wrong. Because if I see the lineup of the game, I see Hernandez, Tomori, Gabbia, Calabria, Musa, Benasser in the midfield, Pulisic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Leao, Giroud. So the only thing that you can question maybe is Musa, Benasser. There can be maybe Benasser, Reijnders, or somebody else, whatever you want. But why is that such a bad thing? Calabria was not playing midfield, man. Calabria was just doing this job, going in the middle to unlock the position.
But also he did that because he knows he's got no quantity. And he did that because he knows that if he puts Reijnders there, if he puts Ali there, and if he puts the players that they have do not have quantity. So he tried to create something with for quantity. These motherfuckers didn't even buy him a defender. They lost Krunic this summer. Krunic was the only player that he could rely that gave him a little bit of quantity. And that's like low level quantity. That's like low level quantity. They didn't even give him that. Like, these owners are so bad. They're so bad. And they love, the owners are loving what's happening right now, but they're in their yachts, in the sun, getting a tan, while all the blame goes to
All right, I'm
Pioli.
back.
It's
Wait,
easy to be the owner of AC Milan right now.
I have a question. Did Lyard say that Calabria would start for Inter?
Yeah, as a right wing, how you call it, wing back, right wing back. He can play for Inter. I mean, Darmian is playing for Inter. Calabria can play for Inter.
No,
Who is
Darmian
playing
is
on that
better.
position for Inter? Who is playing in that position for Inter?
Well, Dumfries has been on the bench. I would take Dumfries or Darmian over him, to be honest.
Yeah, who is playing on that position for Inter as a starter?
Dumfries and Darmian.
Yeah, I just said Dumfries and Darmian, but more often Darmian.
No, but there is another guy. The guy that was for
What, the Canadian guy?
Bellanova.
Oh, but yeah, he's on Torino now.
Oh, okay. Who is the bench player? Because I think they have another one on that right side.
I mean, the guy Buchanan can play on both sides, but we're talking about bench players though. I think I meant starter.
But by the way, I want to reply to this comment when he said when Roma gets a red card, he should have done something. The moment Roma gets a red card, 5 minutes later, Benacer goes out and Jovic comes in. So we're playing with 2 strikers. So Pioli does something, puts a second striker. Some people are talking about Okafor. What the fuck, man? Do you want Leao in the bench for the most important game of the season and Okafor to start? How the fuck people think?
I think that Okafor for Giroud, or did they say Okafor for Leao?
I don't know, but even for Giroud, no, because the two Roma plays with 3 at the back or 2 high, how's he call it, 2 center backs. They are tall, so Okafor not gonna get any ball if he plays by himself. Yeah, Mancini is mauling. Okafor is not getting any ball in the middle. He needs Giroud is a better player than Okafor as a striker. Has scored goal in important games.
But if you even look at that striking position, so we got 3 players: Giroud, Okafor, and Jovic. Roma has Dybala, Abraham, and Lukaku. Like, the difference in quality there is insane. But people are not going to look at, but they're not going to admit it though.
Roy, I don't understand. People are talking about Okafor is fucking Cristiano Ronaldo, man. Giroud is a better player than Okafor. And if Pioli plays Okafor instead of Giroud, people will complain and say, why you took out Giroud? Giroud is a big time player. He can score important goals for headers and things like that. What the fuck? Why people
You guys
talk about Okafor is the best striker of Serie A? It's such a big mistake not to play Okafor instead of Giroud. This is bullshit, man. Okafor is Okafor. It's not R9.
Did you guys talk about the coaching rumors?
Not yet.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the
Smalling is not mobile. Someone running in behind was exactly what we needed to do, and he played Giroud there the entire game. We were playing with 10 men. Yeah, but Roma did not play with a high line. So Roma was playing with a low line.
Running behind where? There is no space between the center backs and the striker. They were parking the bus. You had to fucking cross the ball in the box, corners, set pieces. You needed a tall guy. Especially when you go with the long ball. Giroud and Jovic, they need to put the ball down from the long pass. People have zero tactical knowledge, man. They talk about bullshit. They just say you want. I prefer, like Clint says, man, I just don't like Pioli. I want him out. Not like, oh, Pioli made a big mistake. Dude, Pioli, as a coach, he did the right things, the things that you should do in situations like this with the player that he had. You keep Giroud, you put Jovic as a second striker. You have Leao and Pulisic to create. Simple as that.
Just so I understand, what are your views? Like, do you think that Pioli should stay for like next year, or like what are your?
No, man, Pioli should go. Pioli should go. because I'm tired of people hearing people blaming Pioli, even though our team is average. Pioli should go. They should bring a better coach and buy better player this summer to improve the team. That is what should be done.
Okay.
But for Roma, Pioli has not a major mistake of people saying people were expecting Pioli to do what differently. Tell me what with which player? Chukwueze came in. He didn't get a cross right, man. The guy was passing the ball to the Roma players. Is that Pioli's fault as well? When Chukwueze passes the ball to the defenders of Roma instead of putting a decent cross?
This is what Inter's going to be playing with. Lautaro, Thuram up top, in the middle, Di Marco, probably their best formation.
I'm not going to watch the game tomorrow.
It's probably their best formation. But
We'll see.
listen, it is at the San Siro. It is a home game. It's going to be more Milan fans. The energy, in theory, should be towards Milan's side, even though it didn't really work against Roma in the Europa League. I think this game is going to depend a lot on Inter, not so much on Milan. A lot of does Inter have the balls and the personality to win it here? Because for Inter, winning the Scudetto against Milan, for them, it's going to be the greatest story in their history. It's going to be the day that their fans are going to be talking about from 100 years from now. Fans are going to be talking about the 22nd of April, 2024, if they win it against Milan. So for them, do they have the personality to do that? That's the big question for me. That's what I want to see to find out. We got to survive. I think for us is we got to survive. If I look at the difference in quality in these two formations, it's night and day. Absolutely night and day. It's absolutely night and day.
So are we gonna talk about the managers we are linked?
All right, yeah, let's talk about the managers. Let's go to that. So
This is insanity.
So you go ahead, Antonio. You had something that you wanted to bring up. Go ahead.
So I'll say the main point. And okay, so I don't know if you guys have been looking on Twitter, but the past 2 days, and listen, honestly, no one knows what's going to happen. But these are all just rumors. But we've been linked with like every single possible manager. The strongest links have been for Lopetegui, but we've been linked with basically any man, like from Xavi to like, I mean, Conte is always going to be there. Motta, De Zerbi, like Marcelo Gallardo, I think is his name. Other player, who else? There's been a million. Paulo Fonseca, Sergio Conceição. I'm trying to think of who else, but there's like a million of them. And oh yeah, Tuchel. Like, I mean, these are all just rumors. And basically, the bottom line is and also Galtier, who apparently they're meeting with him this week. But the bottom line is that they have no idea who's going to replace Pioli. And Lopetegui, I think, wants to come to Milan, but we are like still assessing. So he's given like the verbal okay. I think all the other managers have been like just a bunch of rumors, and no one knows if they're real. But Lopetegui, some reliable journalists are saying that they've had discussions with him. A majority of the fans, the reaction is very bad. Because they're all like, "Oh, he's worse than Pioli," and there's been a lot of backlash. So maybe the owners are like taking their time with this one because they know it's not going to be popular. But yeah, they're still looking around. He basically also has interest from West Ham, but apparently he's going to be waiting for like another month or so, waiting to see if Milan gives him the job. But it's up to them to make the decision. But yeah, like I don't know. For me, I also saw this one news thing on Twitter that said they're looking for a young or an international coach who is good with young players. Like I don't know how reliable that was, but it's been going around, and I don't understand why they have to be international necessarily. Like, what's wrong with getting an Italian coach? And also like this focus on young players. I mean, yeah, you need to be able to develop young players, but not a, like we need an overall just good manager. I think someone who gets results. So I don't know what they're sort of looking at. Ibrahimovic apparently has a big say in this as well, which is really confusing. And overall, I mean, my last two things are I'm very concerned about this because listen, I want Pioli out. I think he did a really bad job. We can disagree in in terms of the derbies and in the big games. We can disagree with that, but I do respect him. I think he's very consistent in the league. He's gotten us Champions League. Last season maybe we shouldn't have, but he's been good. He won us a title and he's been competent in most games. So I'm really concerned that we're going to downgrade because this is a super important decision. We need a coach who can not only, you know, is very good tactically, but we need someone who can come in and keep getting the most out of Leao and other players that are very particular. So it's
Yeah.
very, very, very important. And my last thoughts were my number one choice for a coach that I said was Thiago Motta because I think he's a good balance of familiarity with the Serie A and Italian football, but also, he's never managed a super big, club, but I still think that he's gotten results everywhere he's been. He's kept teams in the league very comfortably. This year, obviously, with a better team, he got way over projected. And I think he's a good tactician and he has a lot of really good energy and he plays attacking football. So that's why I was in favor of him. But the thing is, apparently we just tried talking with him, but Juventus got there first and they are close to agreeing a deal. And so basically we're too late and it's most likely that he's going to go to Juventus. So
I'll be honest with
that's
you.
probably going out the window.
If I'm Thiago Motta, I'm not coming to Milan. I'm not coming to Milan. If I'm a coach that has the options to go to big teams, Milan is the last one I'm going to. And I think if I know this, the coaches know this way better than any of us here. I appreciate this comment here, Rashisa. Laert,
Yeah,
my
thanks,
hat's off to
man.
you.
Thank you.
You predicted
Thank
this
you
outcome,
for
right?
appreciating the channel. And yeah, I mean, me and Roy, we never been so the same voice this season. We agree and disagree in a lot of things the years before, but this is the only season in me and Roy we agreed on everything basically. Thank you for following the channel. Just a quick one about all these names, all these managers. I think they're just interviewing the typical American way. They're actually talking with all of these managers and trying to understand which one is the best option or who is the most motivated, or only understand which one they can actually achieve as a manager. So they're having all these interviews, and at the end they will decide which one is the best option. Probably the Americans are pushing for Jesse Marsh. Ibra wants to look to some more experienced international coach. But clear the brief is bring an international coach. They don't want an Italian coach. Clearly they cannot gel with Italians. And feels like their reputation with Italian coaches is a bit shaky because they fired Maldini, and everyone in Italy respects Maldini a lot and what Maldini represents. So it's not going to be easy for them to convince a Conte or an Italian coach or a Serie A coach to go there after what they did. Because Motta will be like, why I'm going to Milan? They managed to fire Maldini, cold blood fire Maldini. Just think what they're going to do to me if I don't perform in 3 months' time. So it's an environment that no one that actually grew up sport-wise in Italy will be part of it. They don't want to have nothing to do. So they're going for an international coach. There probably will be an international coach.
I'm seeing that as well. I think they're going to go for the international coach as well. Yeah.
Going back to Motta, I think if I'm Motta, I want to work with Giuntoli. I don't want to work with Furlani.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Basic.
That's
stuff.
Exactly what I'm saying.
It's so basic. I'm playing Champions League football. Juventus is a big club in terms of money. They can attract important players. They want to have like a sustainable model, and he's fine with that because he's managed Bologna, Siena, and so he can do that. And there is ambition as well, so they will give him a decent team and a decent budget to work with, and a sporting director that knows what he's doing and has connection in Serie A and international football.
Yeah.
So I will go for him if I'm Motta. It's no brainer.
Yeah, and there's no experiments. It's just traditional, classic football. Build a team properly and try to do your best. With Milan, if you're a coach, you have to go there. You have to deal with all these amateurs, and you have to go along with this experimental Moneyball algorithmic approach that is complete BS. Yeah, so
the profile that I'm seeing on all these coaches, they have two things in common. They can learn Italian quickly because they are all Spanish, Portuguese, or Argentinian, I think, South Americans, and they already know English. So they want a guy that speaks English and can learn Italian quickly. And I think Jesse Marsh is one of them that probably is the exception that can probably learn Italian and already knows English. Xavi is one of them that already speaks English, probably can learn Italian in 3 months. So that's the profile they want. Already knows a bit of Italian, probably. Yeah, so that's the profile they're looking. They're looking for a guy that is not part of the Serie A, so he's international, can learn Italian quickly and speaks English. So they want to communicate with the coach. So I see that the management, Jerry Cardinali and those fuckers, they want to talk to the coach. They want to put pressure to the coach, the next coach that is coming. Because they cannot talk to Pioli. They cannot understand his personality, what is in his mind, what he's doing. They cannot pick on him or actually call him and say, why you did that, why you did that. They cannot have a conflict with Pioli.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. Listen, my brain right now says Jesse Marsh. If I were to make a guess,
that would be insanity.
That's who they're going for. If I were to guess, because I think he fits the mold. You know, he would definitely come to Milan and be a yes man because for him it's a huge opportunity. He will, and he's American. We're going to be in the same wavelength on how to think, and
I'll be with these coaches that we are mentioning. All the apart from Conte, which is I don't think it's gonna happen, but with all the coaches we are mentioning, picking one of them is like flipping a coin. It's literally flipping a coin.
Yeah, for sure.
If we get it right, is a matter of luck, in my opinion. And if we get it wrong, is a matter of that's what happened with coaches. Most of the time, you get it wrong than right. That's why most of the teams do bad, then most of the teams do well. Plus, I know we have major issues on other things in our club. So even if it comes a coach, let's say Jesse Marsh or Lopetegui or Xavi, I really don't feel like blaming completely them for what if things go bad next season, because I really believe we need to see all the variable. So I need to see the whole summer, what we're going to buy, how we're going to build the team, how solid will be. But these coaches are like literally flipping a coin, not because their fault. It's just really tough to manage Milan in this moment.
Yeah, I find it very difficult for any unexperienced or let's say low pedigree coach to come to Milan with this ownership.
Unexperienced with Serie A as well.
Unexperienced with Serie A, and then give a team a mentality of champions and build a team with that mentality. I find it almost impossible. But yeah, you're right. We'll see what they do this summer. We'll see what they're going to do. Also, this summer, we might see some big players leave. Like Theo Hernandez, Leao, Magnan. These three players are going to be sought out after. So we're going to see the strength of the team also when it comes to that. Because there's movements this summer in Europe. Leao might be sought after from PSG if they lose Mbappe. Bayern might be looking to Hernandez if they lose Davis. And then Magnan is a commodity that any team would love to have. So these three players could be on their way out. We'll see if that happens, which one. Gazzetta dello Sport, I think yesterday was saying that even two of them could leave. It really depends. We got to see. And then also you go back a month ago to listen to that last interview Jerry had. Jerry literally said that one of the main things why he got into football is because you can buy low and sell high. So these guys they're going to sell if they can sell. They're not scared to sell. This team is this owner. They don't think in football terms. They think in financial terms.
I love that one comment about Bill Belichick.
What was it?
The Bill Belichick comment. We're going to get him as a coach.
Oh.
That was honestly, no, or Billy Bean.
Billy Bean, the DS, Bill Belichick, the coach.
I wanna.
Tom Brady is gonna be the coach.
Yeah, Tom Brady's going to be the new Maldini in the management.
Mihajlovic was not international coach. Of course, he was not Italian, but he played most of his career in Serie A, and he coached most of his career in Italy. So he is an quote unquote Italian coach because his football knowledge was built in all his career in Serie A. So it doesn't need to be Italian for me to kind of be able to succeed in Milan. Has to be a Serie A coach, or a big part of his career has to be in Serie A.
Or a big
big,
pedigree.
yeah. Oh yeah, massive coach. That's a different
like
thing,
Klopp. If Klopp comes to Milan, I don't think
even Xabi Alonso, you know what I mean, which it does not have any, clearly is a big player, big pedigree as coach, and has succeeded this season as well. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know. For me, it's hard to understand if a coach is good. If the Milan fans are not happy with Lopetegui, they need to remember that they were not happy with Pioli, and Pioli achieved what he had to achieve. So fans don't know which coach is the best one for us. They don't really know. And no fans actually is humble enough to say, you know what, I actually don't know. If you take out the 10 best coaches in the world, top 10, the other ones you really don't know if they will succeed, because it's all about their personality and what they actually do in the training ground, and we don't really know that. It's such a secret sport, football. We don't have any knowledge. It's all behind the scenes.
Going back to Joel's question earlier, which foreign coaches did well at Milan? So, yeah, Mihajlovic is pretty much the guy. The guy was adopted Italian, pretty much. That's a good point. Before that, Tabares kind of came to Italy without much experience in Italy, but he didn't do well. And then we had Terim, who also came to Italy, and he didn't do well. And before that, there might have been other foreign coaches in the 80s, 70s that I don't know about. The ones that I know about are Terim, Tabares, and then Mihajlovic, if you want to consider him.
Mourinho succeeded in Serie A, but Mourinho is the most Italian coach of the non-Italian.
Yeah, Mourinho is more Italian than Italians when it comes to...
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Cooper, the Argentinian, the Inter, he almost succeeded, but he was a big fail anyway, because he didn't achieve what Inter wanted.
Cooper gave us Milanisti and Juventini a great day to remember. Cinque Maggio. Cinque Maggio is a day that the Interisti hate.
He got really close. Garcia as well got really close because he had a good Roma, but he never won it.
Eriksson with Lazio did okay when he was with Lazio. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, he did okay. He did okay, but never. I think he won it once.
Did he win it?
Yeah, I think he won the league with the Lazio. Was he the coach that won the league with Lazio?
Because Roma won it in 2000. Then Lazio won it the year after. So yeah, I think it was Eriksson. Yeah.
Yeah, Capello won it with Roma, and Ericsson, I think, won it with Lazio. But Ericsson was an atypical coach. And by the way, I think he was coaching a lot in Italy, if I'm not wrong, because he speaks Italian perfectly. He coached something else before Lazio in Italy, but maybe I'm wrong with that. What else? Foreigner
Deschamps
coach.
Deschamps did okay with Juve. He won the Serie B. Didn't do too well in Serie A. He did well in Serie B.
Yeah, Serie B was easy because he had a team for a Serie A team to win
Right.
Serie B.
De Boer did really poorly with Inter.
Yeah. Who else? There was another guy that
Benitez did really poorly with Inter.
really bad, Benitez. Oh man, there was another one
Luis Enrique didn't
really
do too
bad
well
with Roma.
Roma, yeah.
No, it's the opposite of the Premier League. The Premier League, no English coach can win it, just foreigner. The Serie A, no foreigner can win it, just Italian coach can win it. It's
unless you're Mourinho and you play like
yeah, but Mourinho can win it everywhere, man. Mourinho is Mourinho, Ancelotti,
right.
and Guardiola can win it everywhere.
If you bring Guardiola, like that's a different story.
Yeah,
So-
Klopp as well probably can win the Serie A. I don't know with Milan, but with Napoli, Klopp can win the Serie A.
Klopp, yeah, he would do good for sure. Yeah. So we'll see, man. We're gonna find out, guys. I think Pioli's out by this time. Pioli's for sure out. No doubt about it. He's out. So we'll find out. We'll find out what kind of team we're gonna have next year. It's gonna be a new rebuild all over again.
I hope not, but yeah.
A bit of positivity. I love your profile picture, by the way. I fucking love it, even though it's a sad day for me, but I love it. A bit of positivity, guys. Congrats to the youth team for getting to the final, and good luck tonight. Good luck tonight for what? What's happening tonight?
Is it
The final is tomorrow, but maybe depending on where you are in the world.
Wait, the final is tomorrow already?
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
They're playing Olympiacos.
So soon?
Yeah.
Wow. They played on Friday. How
Yeah,
the
because
fuck
I think
did-
it's like a retreat in Switzerland where to like have the semifinals and the finals.
Oh, that's crazy.
The first
Damn.
Italian team to make it in the final of the youth league.
Yeah, I love the spirit of the Primavera. I fucking love it. These guys are fight for every ball, fight from the first minute to the 90th minute. They never give up. Really good players. I have some criticisms of how they play, especially the way they build from the back. I don't like how they build from the back so much. But aside from that, the mentality is just perfect. And it is a team that Maldini and Massara have been building for 5 years. So congrats to them for building such a great team. And thank God Furlani and Cardinale don't even know this team exists, because this team doesn't make any money for them. So it's a team that they don't care about. So as long as Furlani and Jerry Cardinale keep their hands off of the Primavera is safe. Yeah, excellent game against Porto. Porto was good. It was balanced. But I didn't like the approach when Camarda and Sia were on the pitch. The defense was just holding the ball in the back and playing in the back. Is like, go forward. Why do you just go forward? They're playing two back. Then when they had to chase the game, they started going forward. And Zeroli at the last minute there with a super play, all spirit, all personality. You see that play that Zeroli did at the end, Antonio? I don't know if you saw the game, but Zeroli at the end, he did this play where he fought with a defender one-on-one. He fought for the ball, fight to the last drop. He wins the ball. The ball ends up in the striker's feet. The striker scores a goal. That fighting spirit, those 2 seconds there, is more important than any pass that Reijnders does. Those 3, 5 seconds, 10 seconds of play that Zeroli showed is more valuable than anything Reijnders has done all year so far. this is why for me quantity is so important. If we didn't have quantity, Milan would not be in that final. But quantity is what got us in that final, and of course also quality. But quantity was the key factor, and then the penalties, mentality. Mentality and quantity were the key factors. And Zeroli, he showed mentality and quantity, and he got us into that final with that last play he did. So this is why I think it's so important to have these aspects in the team. But yeah, I'm really happy with him.
Roy, on Moneyball, that will look as a stars recovery, one recovery. That's
exactly
how
that's all it is.
On Moneyball, on the algorithm, on the Excel sheet, that looks one ball recovery. Doesn't
Exactly.
see the level of intensity, how much he believes to get that ball, the moment of the game that he does that, what it means for the team, the shifting of mentality from losing it to going and winning it. That is not on the Excel sheet. That is not there.
Yeah, that's exactly what Saki just said right here.
Reminds me a lot that game against Lazio when Rebic recovers that ball and crosses it to Tonali, and Tonali scores, and we win against Lazio in the last minute, and we go and win the league that season. That stats will never beat the 6-7 goals of Okafor or the 12 goals and assists of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But the intensity, how important, how much it shifts an entire season, that goal, that pressing, that recovery of the ball, and the cross and the goal at the end. On Moneyball, that is one. That is one assist, one goal, one ball recovery. But
that's all it is,
show
a number.
The whole story. That's why you need eyeball. You need expertise, people that played the game for a long time to understand that goal matters more than 10 goals. So you don't look, you go and check how many moments like this Reijnders had last season. Because these moments Milan needs to win big trophies. If you didn't have any of these moments, you're not a Milan player. I'm not going to buy you.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's just a number. That's all it is in the algorithm world. But that number meant last minute of a semifinal, a Youth Champions League gets you into the final. That's not a number. That's that's heart. That's soul. That's spirit.
That's a season.
That's a season.
Other players of Milan or that youth team probably scored 10, 15 goals, whatever, 5 goals. And probably they have better stats than Zeroli, examples. But Zeroli had a moment that changed the season. It's more important than all those 5 goals and 10 goals, whatever, collected, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
It's a heavy moment, but anyway.
Joel says Zeroli deserves to be in first team next season. We need some Grinta in that midfield. I think we should get Conte and make of use of all these counter-attacking players in Theo, Leacho, Zeroli, Reijnders, Okafor, by one very good CB who's comfortable defending deep. Give sense to players like Chow, who's a good marker and shouldn't be marking to around man-to-man 50 meters away from the goal. Well, for me, Conte is even though I agree with Guido that the football is not the best, but I just don't care about that right now. I don't think I can sacrifice that for now. I don't care about that. For me, let's be solid. Let's not concede. Let's win games that way. Sometimes you gotta do that. Talent is nothing without mentality. Look at Leao this season. Absolutely.
Yeah. Man, Saki, I didn't like him the last 2 years, but this comment is so spot on. Now I understand why he was so critical in the last 2 years. He was critical to the ownership.
Yeah.
And this is the first comment that he actually defends Pioli. Weirdly enough, he's been really critical to Pioli, but this time is the first time that he defends Pioli.
Yeah, the Pioli right now is under fire from everywhere. He's the man with the most pressure. Everybody's against him. The management is against him. The fans are against him. The newspapers are against him. He is the enemy of the world right now, Pioli.
I knew it will end up like this. They will blame him for everything.
Yeah, of course. We're not going to take.
He played. Pioli played all the players they bought. He's just as. This is, you cannot be more than a joke than like this. You buy him the players, he plays them, and you blame him for playing the players that you bought. I would be upset with Pioli if he doesn't play the players that we bought. He's playing them, for fuck's sake. He played Chukwueze against Roma, did nothing against Roma. The guy was a fucking ghost. He was crossing worse than Messias and Salemakers. Worst. Even worse on everything, on any level. At least Messias and Salemakers put some heart in the pitch. They gave everything. They fight. Anyway.
All right. Anything else that we want to bring up? I mean, tomorrow is going to be well, tomorrow can be a good day and a bad. I mean, okay, honestly, if the Primavera loses tomorrow, it depends how they lose, I guess. But still good. But let's go and win it, man. We can, against Olympiacos, I think we can do it. Let's go and win it. We got the players. We got the mentality. It'd be great to see the team win. And then, of course, we have the derby, which is going to be what it is. Any other discussions, guys, you want to bring up?
Hey, I was going to say, will Jerry get a cupcake if the Primavera
No, don't say it. Don't say it. You jinx it, man. You guys are jinxing everything. Don't even say it.
How much would have bet if the Primavera
No,
wins?
don't say it, man. Because every time you say if Milan wins this, you guys gonna apologize. Doesn't happen. So shut up.
I mean,
does he get a cupcake? No, because he's got absolutely no. What?
Well, what I've been saying is I judge based on results. I said if we won the Europa League this year, I would be happy, and it would have been a good trophy that I value. I was making a joke just now. I was saying if the Primavera wins, will you give Jerry a cupcake?
No, because he probably doesn't even know what it is.
I was going to say how much
he thinks. What do you think of the Primavera? He's going to ask, is that a French wine? Sounds like a French wine.
No. You know, in the US, they say like pasta Primavera, which literally means nothing. Like it's like the.
Yeah, Jerry has no clue what's going on.
Antonio, I'll give him my cupcake if you win.
That's good. I was gonna say, how much would I bet Jerry's gonna like on his next podcast? He's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, our youth team like we're leading Europe or something like that."
I'm telling you something though, Jerry in Italian there is a saying, "Mi sto leccando I baffi." Which what does that translate to in English?
Licking, like almost like licking my lips.
Yeah, because he's looking at all these young players that he can sell for a lot of profit. So he's probably looking at that. He's looking, Camarda can make a lot of money off of Camarda, can make a lot of money off of
$sign in his eyes.
He's got the $sign in his eyes thinking of his Primavera. He ain't thinking about the team.
Anyway, I don't know. Are we gonna close it? We're gonna ask the chat to ask 3 questions before we close it. How are you feeling, Roy?
Yeah, Antonio, I think we covered it. I think we covered everything today. Antonio,
yeah.
Is there anything you want to add?
I'm just scared. I'm really nervous.
Why? We're gonna lose anyway the league.
Oh no! Tomorrow I'm not even gonna watch the game. I'm really busy with school. But I mean, like for the future.
Oh.
Tomorrow we're gonna get. I mean, what's the point of watching the game? Tomorrow's game is so bad that we have nothing. We have nothing to win, and just so much to lose in terms of like just getting humiliated. Like, I mean, there's literally nothing. I mean, the only thing that would be a positive tomorrow would be if we somehow like destroy them and get some dignity back, but that's impossible. So, like, I mean. If we win 1-0, it would be cool, good job, but we're still losing the league. So like there's nothing really to have on this game.
What time is the Primavera game tomorrow? Let me check. Milan Olympiacos U19. What time is this?
Must
For
be in
me.
the afternoon, 6 p.m. in Europe probably.
What's UTC? 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 9 a.m. for me. So it's 9 a.m. for me.
So it's like 6 p.m. there. It's 5 p.m.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Don't give a shit. I'm not gonna watch it. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna watch the highlights if there is any.
Look, if Primavera wins it, I'll be very happy. You know, I'm a big fan of the Primavera. I'm a big fan of the Primavera. But yeah. Tomorrow, hopefully, Milan can beat Inter, so we can avoid this incredible humiliation. But yeah, tomorrow potentially can be one of the greatest days for Inter. If tomorrow Inter wins, it's going to be one of the 22nd of April. It's going to be one of their most important days in their history. We're going to be talking about
second fucking star, and they can go probably for the 21st as well. Win another one next season. If we don't do things properly, if we don't get back in track.
A tie, at least a tie. If we tie the game, Inter does not win it. So maybe a tie.
Are you guys gonna watch the game?
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. Every time I start watching a Milan game, I just stop watching after 5 minutes because it's like, ugh. And then I just go to chat and bother Paul. I have more fun messing around with Paul than watching Milan play.
I'll probably watch it, but if I get a date on Inge, a 9 out of 10, I'll go out. Who cares?
Aren't you on Grindr instead?
No, that's you, man.
You're an interesting lad.
All right, listen, I think we covered everything for today, guys. If there's anything in chat that you want to bring up, but I think we're good for today. Guido left early because I don't know, whatever. How's your dad? Is your dad pissed at me or something?
Yeah, he gave me a call and he was like, "They don't let me talk. They don't let me talk.
Dude, tell him.
They mute me."
No, we didn't mute it.
I didn't mute him.
Oh, you did.
I know I didn't. We didn't.
So he muted the first part by himself.
Guys, if you have any other questions or things that you want to bring up in the chat, let us know. But as far as everything we needed, we spoke about the derby, we spoke about the Primavera, we spoke about the coaches. Those are the 3 big topics of the day. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Hopefully he's gonna be fine, man.
Okay. All right. So let's close it here.
Yeah, Forza Milan, guys. See ya.
Guys, everybody, everybody have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow maybe for a post match. And blessings to everybody. Alla prossima. Ciao. Peace out.
Ciao.
Ciao.